After Fang Yi's incredible display of power, the arrogant pioneer lies unconscious on the ground. Fang Yi thinks that, for now, they are safe, and that he has unexpectedly rescued someone, wondering what he should do with him. Lin Yi runs to her cousin, very relieved that he is okay. Su Qingying, standing by the fallen pioneer, offers to have her team take care of the unconscious man. Later, Su Qingying approaches Fang Yi, asking why he does not seem happy after successfully sealing such a high-level dark attribute. In her mind, however, she is completely amazed, thinking that he truly kept his word to destroy the dark tide and that he is a truly incredible person. Fang Yi explains to the group that they must move quickly. He says that the seal he used is only temporary and that the overwhelming dark attribute energy in the area is still strong. They must hurry to find the shizai flower before the seal wears off. Su Qingying understands and confirms that her team will take the man back to the association for treatment while her teammates carry the unconscious pioneer on their shoulders. The group stops at a cliff, looking out over the empty landscape. Su Qingying realizes that none of the other pioneers who went ahead made it out, sadly concluding that they were all eaten by the dark attribute, as not a single trace of them remains. The red-haired leader mourns how people who were alive just moments ago have completely vanished. Fang Yi, for his part, thinks that maybe he is cold-blooded, but he feels relieved that he didn't have to watch them die. As they approach a scary dark pool, Fang Yi takes command. He tells Lin Yi and the others to go ahead with Su Qingying's team, explaining that this pool is now the most dangerous thing and it's better for him to stay behind to protect them. The group agrees and moves forward. When he is left alone, standing on a rocky ledge, a system window appears before Fang Yi, telling him that it has detected a new, strong fluctuation of the dark attribute. Immediately, a powerful vortex of purple and black energy erupts from the ground around him. The system confirms that the detection was successful and announces that it is activating its ultimate computing power to begin writing a new technique. Fang Yi is lifted into the air, his arms outstretched, as huge pillars of pure dark energy rise around him. The system declares that the writing process has been successful, and Fang Yi's eyes snap open, now glowing with a menacing purple light, filled with the essence of the power he has just mastered. A system window confirms his new acquisition. He has obtained the Dark Attribute technique, the limitless dark world. The system explains that this ability allows him to create a sealed space of dark mist, inside which spiritual energy is massively weakened. Fang Yi thinks about his new power, recognizing the dark world as a special domain he can control. He understands the huge strategic advantage this gives him. The corrosive effect of his new power will drain his enemies' spiritual energy and slow their ability to refill it. He imagines himself rising over a sea of desperate hands. He realizes that if he combines this new weakening effect with his other powerful attributes, he will become even more formidable, confidently concluding that he could destroy even a monster stranger and more powerful than the dark tide itself if it were to appear again. As the last of the purple energy settles, Su Qingying, still in disbelief, asks Fang Yi if he feels the dark mist reforming around them. Her eyes widen in shock as she fully processes the immense spiritual fluctuation she is sensing. She stares as Fang Yi is surrounded by the leftover energy, wondering how he could possibly be having another breakthrough without any of the usual big signs like a change in heaven and earth. The realization then hits her with stunning force. He hadn't just sealed the S-class dark tide, he had absorbed its power. She finds the very idea ridiculous and unbelievable. In the early days of the spiritual revival, all pioneers knew that the dark attribute was the most terrifying power, born from the collective negative emotions and deep-seated evil of all living things. Because of this, absorbing its power is strictly forbidden by the government. A flashback shows a failed official experiment where researchers tried to purify the dark attribute but paid a painful price, leading to it being classified as a uniquely dangerous monster. The power of these dark monsters can range from D to S-class, but even the weakest can overwhelm early pioneers, let alone the absolute S-class threat of the dark tide, which could eat even spirit creation realm cultivators with ease. Another flashback reveals the fate of a 3-star Ghost Axe pioneer who, before the ban, tried to absorb the energy from a mere sea-level monster. He was driven mad by the backlash, suffering from skin decay and a mental collapse, and remains in a psychiatric hospital to this day. Back in the present, the chaotic dark energy goes down, receding back into Fang Yi as he lets out a quiet breath. He calmly calls out into the empty, misty landscape, stating that whoever has been watching them for a long time can come out now. His red eyes scan the area with a sharp, knowing gaze. From the mist, Jiaolan emerges. She confirms that if she is not mistaken, Fang Yi was the one who single-handedly sealed the dark tide. Su Qingying is stunned by her sudden appearance, gasping her name in disbelief. Jiaolan floats down, landing before Fang Yi and asking what he was just doing, specifically questioning if he was absorbing the dark attribute. Fang Yi calmly confirms that he was. The directed mission sends another wave of shock through Su Qingying. In a swift and shocking motion, Jiaolan draws a pistol and aims it directly at Fang Yi's head. The red-haired leader shouts Jiaolan's name, demanding to know what she is doing, while she and a terrified Lin Yi can only watch in confusion and fear. Su Qingying immediately leaps into action, placing herself between Jiaolan and Fang Yi and blocking the gun with her arm. She confronts Jiaolan fiercely, reminding her that if she recalls correctly, Fang Yi is the military's highest priority recruitment target. She then challenges Jiaolan, pointing out that the association had also wanted to recruit him before the military intercepted him, and demands to know the meaning of this hostile action. Ignoring Su Qingying's defense, Fang Yi calmly places a hand on her shoulder and addresses Jiaolan directly. He finds it strange, asking if their mission wasn't to find the shizai flower. He points out that while she seems eager to complete the mission, she also appears very unhappy that they did not die there. Jiaolan remains silent, her expression unreadable as she continues to aim her weapon, the light glinting off the barrel. The red-haired leader, however, is not so calm. She erupts in anger, shouting at Jiaolan. She reminds her that their squad had always trusted her, and she furiously questions why Jiaolan didn't step in when they were facing the dark tide. She declares that without Fang Yi, they would have been doomed, pointing out that Yi is still just a child. She accuses Jiaolan of simply standing by and watching, only to now threaten the very person who saved them. Jiaolan suddenly lowers her weapon, a smirk playing on her lips. She dismisses the entire confrontation as a joke, remarking that Fang Yi seems to be very well liked by his teammates. She then congratulates him, announcing that he has passed the test. The sudden change leaves the red-haired leader and Su Qingying completely confused by her words. Fang Yi, however, understands immediately. He asks if her true purpose was to test him. Jiaolan confirms his suspicion, explaining that because of his incredible talent and strength, she didn't want to rely on cold, impersonal data. Instead, she wanted to see for herself what kind of person he truly was. She then turns to address the red-haired leader's earlier accusation. She explains that she didn't step in because pioneers must follow the harsh rules of this new world. She states that this is their shared fate, a life where fortune and disaster can change in an instant. However, she tells them they are lucky to have a trustworthy and powerful person protecting them. She asks if they have noticed that no other monsters have dared to attack them since the tide was defeated, explaining that the creatures are terrified of the power Fang Yi displayed. Fang Yi looks on with a grim expression, agreeing with her assessment. He adds that the dark tide itself follows the same principle. It bullies the weak and fears the strong. With the test concluded, Jiaolan offers to lead them to the shizai flower, stating that she knows the area better than they do. As they follow, Su Qingying whispers to Fang Yi, expressing her feeling that something is mentally wrong with Jiaolan. She reveals a crucial piece of information. Jiaolan's own squad had previously encountered the dark tide, and she was the only survivor. Fang Yi processes this information, piecing together a clear picture of her psychology. He understands that her absolute obedience to her mission and the rules has made her cold and detached. He also deduces that the sacrifice of her teammates has left her with a form of post-traumatic, self-destructive tendency. Yet he realizes that another powerful belief keeps her going, and that witnessing him seal the dark tide had simply caused her to lose her composure for a moment. With a newfound understanding, Fang Yi shows a hint of a smile. He tells his teammates that they should all be considerate of this injured person. The red-haired leader asks if Jiaolan is injured. Fang Yi, observing her closely, confirms that she is. He explains to his team that her spiritual barrier is severely damaged, estimating that while she has the power of a 2-star spirit creation realm cultivator, her protective aura has dropped by at least 2 levels. A visual of her crumbling spiritual energy confirms his assessment, indicating she has suffered a significant internal injury. She even stumbles slightly as she walks, a clear sign of her weakened state. Noticing their concern, Jiaolan looks back and quietly thanks them, but dismisses the issue, stating that her injury is not a problem. Led by Jiaolan, the group travels through an empty, misty landscape filled with dead trees and the bones of fallen creatures, an area identified as the chaotic burial mounds. As they walk, Fang Yi's sharp senses pick up on something amiss, and he spots the skeletal remains of a fallen pioneer buried in the ground. Finally, Jiaolan announces they have arrived at their destination. Before them, in a small clearing, a single, beautiful shizai flower glows with a soft, ethereal purple light. As Jiaolan begins to walk towards the flower, Fang Yi watches her, sensing that something is wrong. His suspicion is confirmed as vicious, shadowy monsters with glowing red eyes erupt from the ground, surrounding the flower as if to guard it. The sudden appearance of the monsters does not stop Jiaolan. Instead, her expression becomes one of intense and unnerving obsession. She reaches out a hand, whispering that she can finally see it again, her face shadowed as if she is in a trance. Fang Yi's expression becomes serious and urgent as he realizes the immediate danger, knowing she is not in her right mind. Reacting instantly, he summons a ball of golden red flame in his hand, shouting a command to awaken her spirit. He then hurls the fireball directly towards the entranced Jiaolan, intending to snap her out of her dangerous state.
Thanks for watching. I'm going to see you next video.